It's Saturday, July 20th, 2013, covering the Trayvon Martin Rally for Justice in Daytona Beach, Florida, at the corner of Beach Street and Orange Avenue, organized by the pastor L. Ronald Durham of Daytona Beach's Greater Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. We had a chance to speak with Pastor Durham's wife, Mrs. Maureen Durham, and we were accused by We're at the Trayvon Martin Justice Rally in Daytona Beach, corner of Beach and Orange Avenue. And you are, ma'am?
My name is Maureen Durham. My husband's Pastor Durham, Greater Friendship Baptist Church.
You're Pastor Durham's wife?
Yes.
Okay. I interviewed Pastor Durham on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And in the interview, he made it clear to us that he's never used the term racial profiling in addressing the Martin Zimmerman issue.
Right.
I asked him if he was going to say that today to this crowd. Do you think that maybe if we take the racial out of it, we can actually talk about the Trayvon Martins of the world?
There's no question that George Zimmerman profiled Trayvon Martin. He profiled him, and we'll never know the real reason because he never took the stand to tell us. He did assess him as a troubled teenager who was up to no good. That's profiling.
Okay.
Now, the statistics show that more often black men, young black men, are seen that way. So to say that it was not racial profiling is a question that only George Zimmerman can answer. And whether or not we can believe him, we'll just have to wait till we get to heaven to find out the truth.
You know, I asked your husband to explain to me, give me what he saw as profiling specifically, because we can continue to repeat these taglines, you know, these sound bites, but we're never going to get past it unless we can start specifically identifying what we're saying. And he actually gave me examples. He said that Zimmerman assumed or made assumptions based on not thinking that Trayvon Martin should be in that area. And that's a fair analysis from Pastor Durham. It really is.
It's fair, but then he writes something completely different, so be careful.
Actually,
let me say this. Trayvon Martin will never be a soundbite. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
We're talking about the life of a young man who was struck down in his prime holding a can of iced tea and a bag of Skittles. Probably afraid to go home because he knew he was being followed, knowing that his 12-year-old relative was the only one at the house, not wanting to bring that danger to him, deciding when he was confronted abruptly by a person who refused to identify himself, to protect himself. If Trayvon Martin was the one who stood his ground, where is the justice for Trayvon Martin's murder? And that's all I have to say. That's my take on the whole thing, and it always will be.
And
we have a 16-year-old dead child.
Okay, ma'am.
Child.
I understand that, and believe me, I don't think Trayvon Martin deserved to die, but I grew up in the 60s in South Carolina. I know what happens when people inject race into a debate, especially when they don't stand behind that injection. And it's a fair question to ask people.
Sure it is, sure.
And even though your husband feels that I wrote something entirely different, his interview was published in its entirety unedited.
I haven't read it,
okay.
So I'm speaking as an independent, separate from him. I have my own mind, but he and I think alike.
Exactly, and
simply
he made
because we look at those same facts.
And he made some valid arguments, and he explained. I asked him, what is justice for Trayvon? And I think you would agree, we can say justice for Trayvon, but until we define what that justice is or what we feel it needs to be, we don't get past the soundbite. And he explained, in his opinion, what he thinks would be justice for Trayvon. Would you tell me what you think needs to happen for
as
justice? As a mother, as a
mother of
citizen?
3 girls, grown women now, but as a mother who raised 3 black children. Justice to me, if Trayvon were one of my daughters, would be to see the murderer go to jail. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Just say, stop this before the color and unity. And they're happy with it.
There was a with a wife and son of a teenage black kid, and it's on video.
I was in that sun for what? 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I was gonna go get that as well. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. I gotta go and get some more. Oh, okay. They gave me the whole like a
Writing room? I have no
Check. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Check. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. Check. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. Check. 1, 2.